What's going on, everybody? It's Wade with Swamp Donkey Archery. Got a new product informational video for you today, and I'm pretty excited to have this one in here. It's a new Garmin Xero chronograph. Y'all stick around. This thing's going to be pretty cool. All right, so the new Garmin Xero C1 Pro chronograph. So this was my lovely wife ordered this for me for my birthday, which was just a few weeks ago. I've been wanting one of these. I hadn't really looked into buying one because these are fairly pricey. But she's seen me fuss and fight with this old girl right here behind me, and any of y'all that have watched my videos in the past have probably seen me fuss and fight and even shoot this thing one time. So the main thing that I didn't like about this the Pro Chrono. Once I finally got the lighting figured out on it, these style chronographs back here, they are so picky when it comes to any ambient light that gets in it. It gives you inconsistent numbers a lot of times. But, you know, I kind of finally rigged it to where I was getting pretty consistent numbers, but it takes up so much room. And in a shop like mine, you know, y'all can probably tell from the video, my shop's just in a little small building. It's like a 14 by 20 building. So something this big takes up a lot of space in here. When you can get something that's about the size of a GoPro to do the same job as what this is right here, it's a pretty good decision. So I was telling y'all why I got this, and plus, and this thing's gonna be freaking cool. So let's get this thing out of the box and kind of go through a little bit of information on it, and then I'm gonna shoot like over this one, and we're gonna shoot through this one here and kind of get some numbers and everything. So let's see what we got in here. So you open the box up, and this is it. Thing about the size of a GoPro. This is little. Comes with this nifty little three-legged stand right here, which I'll probably be using it on a different type stand. This has a standard like quarter by whatever threads in the bottom. So if you've got any type of tripod that's got the screws that goes into the bottom of a camera or any accessories like that, should screw right into this. And then in the other things in the box is the charging cable for it, the USB to USB-C, and then your instructions for it. And that's it. That's everything in the box. So I think this thing comes already charged. Does have a chargeable battery in it. Not sure what type, but I do know it's supposed to have pretty long life on it. So I'm going to look at a little bit of information on this thing, and then I'm going to let y'all know some of the goodies about this. Okay, I was just going to show you a little bit of information in here. It's got a couple of your different buttons. Talks about your charging port there, how to turn it on, the alignment considerations. This would be pretty good to look over. Just let y'all look at that for a second. And always ensure can travel at least 20 meters, 20 yards past the front of the chronograph. So I'm thinking, I remembered PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery actually done a really good review on this thing, probably one of the best ones that I've seen. It's talking about needing a lot of space back behind it for the projectile to continue to travel. That 20 yards is more for rifles. I'm wanting to say, they said with an arrow, you can get away with, you know, kind of maybe 10 feet, something like that. Might want to double check on that. But I know you don't want to have it like right up against your target. It needs to have a little bit of space because this thing works on radar, and it needs to watch that arrow travel for a little ways to ensure it gets the accurate, get you an accurate number there. So this thing's pretty easy. It's got your buttons right here on top. So your OK, your power, and then to scroll through your menu right there, you'll turn your power on. Comes up, you want to do a new session, so you hit your OK button. And this is where you can scroll through to select what you want. We want to do a bow, so you hit OK. Enter the projectile weight of enter the weight of your projectile to get an accurate kinetic energy value. So you can skip it or yes. So we're going to say yes. I've already entered mine of 482. You hit OK. You use your these up and down arrows right here to change your arrow weight, and you cycle through that until you get your weight entered, and then you go to this screen right here. It says shoot 5 to 15 inches above the top of this right here. So you want this facing the direction that you're going to be shooting towards. So you want to be looking at your screen when you shoot this thing right here. So now you hit OK, and it is ready to shoot. So I'm fixing to set this thing up on a little tripod, and we're going to give it a go. Okay, so I just had to set this on one of my little camera stands. I don't have it screwed in. I just got it sitting there balanced because I will be using the one that I have my screws in it to house my camera in a minute whenever I do my shooting. So I just want y'all to see, I've got this set up on this little tripod right here, and I'm going to shoot a couple times, just kind of make sure it's going to work, and then we'll do a comparison between this and my Pro Chrono right here. All right, let's get my bow, my release, and the arrow we're going to be using. As you saw, I entered the arrow weights, which was going to be 482 grains, I believe it was. So now we will give her a shot, see how it does. I'm going to back up a couple of feet from it and try to shoot about 10 inches over the top of it. First shot says 271. We're going to do a couple of shots and see how repeatable it is. Now, I do know some of the reviews that I've seen people doing said that it did kind of depend on, you know, your elevation, you shot over the top, but once you figured out kind of where it liked, where you got the most consistent numbers, it was pretty darn consistent. So, do again. I'm going to shoot in about the same spot. Yep, 271.9. Cool. Now, let's take it back over here. Now, this is really cool. So you can look, it gives you your speed. It shows you got 2 shots. Your minimum is 271.4, average 271.7. Now I know it's supposed to give you your kinetic energy somewhere. Let's see. Cancel, pause section. We're still trying to figure this out. So I know there's somewhere it's supposed to give you your kinetic energy in there, so we'll get that figured out. Okay, so I may have lied to you, and you may not be able to actually see your kinetic energy. It may use that to calculate your speed, maybe. If there is a way to see it, I hadn't figured it out yet, and I'm ready to play with this thing a little bit more. Okay, so after the fact, I've done a little bit more looking around. You can actually see your kinetic energy. I hadn't figured out how to see it on the actual unit itself, but if you download the app and link it to your phone, it will upload all the information from the from your Garmin to your app. And I know in the app you can see your shot speed and your shot kinetic energy. There should be information on where to go to get the app in the paperwork in the box, or you can go to the Garmin site and get your information from there. So I wanted to include that and correct some of my information that was in there. So yeah. Now, So, but you can see I took 2 shots there, and it's kind of like the other one. So we're staying around that 270 mark, and you can actually back out of this. You can cancel, pause, or end session. So you scroll down to end session and hit, well, my bad, end session, and hit OK. Now you can go back into your history. You can see session 1, session 2, and you can go into session 2, and it shows you shot 2 shots. Your average speed was 271, and shot list, that should bring up what your shots were. So pretty cool. Lots of different features on it to go through. I'm sure there's still some new things that I need to figure out that this does, but I was wanting to give you a quick check this out type deal. So now I'm fixing to set this up next to my Pro Chrono, and we're going to go from there. So we need to go back to a new session. Okay, bow, same thing. So you'll have to do all that going into it. So now we're ready for our next session. So I'm going to shoot one through here after I get this set up, and then we'll shoot an arrow through there and compare numbers. Okay, now that I have that light turned off, these lights turned on, that turned on, plugged up, shade drawn, what little bit of shade I got right there, my my light blocking envelopes right there. Maybe we can get some solid numbers out of that. So let's shoot a couple times through there. I know about what this bow's been shooting. It's been shooting in that 270-ish range. So I was 100% satisfied with my numbers that I got on the Garmin. So now I'm gonna grab my stuff. Let's get us another shot. What do I do with my arrow? I'm bad about misplacing stuff. All right, we'll use this one. Same arrow, or same weight arrow. So here we go. So that said 273. $272. Uno más. Duplicate 272. So that 272, 273 mark sounds legit on that one. And y'all see me shoot through the other one, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again just for grins and giggles. Turn this off, unplug the light, take off my shade, turn this off, wrap it up, set it over here out of the way so I can move it again in another 10 minutes when I need to get over here at my desk. There we go. All right, now we'll set this one up, making sure I keep about 10 feet back behind it. That seems to be pretty good. Now, sorry about giving you some wrong information on it calculating kinetic energy. I thought that it would, but maybe it just uses that to calculate the speed. So, I'll give you some wrong information there right off the bat. All right. Couple more shots over this one. 273. 273. And the third one, yep, 273. 273.0 on every one of those. All right. Let's try this again. I think I had to get it a little bit more room. We just got her sitting right there. Let's see. Can you still see that? Yeah, you can still see that right there. All right. Now, let's see how this works. Shot 1, 271. Shot 2, 276. $269. All right. So I varied where I shot on that one, up and down a whole lot. Like one, I'll zoom back out some. Here we go. So one I shot like right over the top, one I shot about here, one I shot up kind of high. You see it does make a little bit of difference on your speed there. So that's one of those things you're going to have to kind of play with to find out where it's happy at. From what I've read, I'm wanting to say it's around that 6, 7, 8 inches seems to be your most consistent, and that's where I was getting my most consistent numbers. And also, like I said, you got to keep in mind how much distance you have behind it to the target to give it time to read. I had it set a little too close a while ago, and it wasn't able to get a read. So I'm guessing probably that 10 foot's going to be a minimum. If you can get more than 10 feet to your target, I would recommend that. So, but as you can see how it does the three different. You got your min, your average, and your max. Shot 3 shots. You could back out of it and go into your settings and pull that up like what I showed you how to do in session. Go to history. Okay, there's that session. Session 4, 3 shots. You can go into it and it pulls up your summary. So yeah, really cool. Now let's get final thoughts on it. Okay, so finishing up my thoughts on this. This thing is awesome. I love the size of it. I love that you can just put it on this little bad boy right here and set it wherever you need it, or put it on a different camera stand. That was the stand, not the chronograph. I love its size. I love its compactability. I like that it tracks your shots like that. There is a way that you can link this to your phone. I'm not sure if there's an app or something that goes with it. That would be a video for a later date. I would just kind of want to do an intro to this and what it is. Do I think this thing's for everybody? No. This thing is expensive. It's over $500 if I remember right. And you saw I shot side by side with my Pro Chrono, and now that I got everything figured out on it and everything we have to do, actually getting consistent numbers out of it. You can get one of those Pro Chronos with all the lights and everything to go with it for around $200. So if you're on a tight budget and you're not limited to space, unless you just want one of these because it's cool, I mean, I don't know. It's you can get inconsistent numbers on this, but you have to be trying to get inconsistent numbers by shooting in various different spots. Same thing on that, but you also got to take in account for your light and lighting and outdoor light and all that. If you can shoot the Pro Chrono like in an enclosed space where you can control your light and everything, and cut out a bunch of ambient light, or sunshine's really what affects it. You can keep sunshine off of it, man. Those work great. This, it doesn't matter. Shoot inside, outside, in shade, shadows, direct light, whatever, because this works on radar. That works on photocells and time, from the time it sees your projectile coming from the first photo eye to the time it leaves the second. It calculates the speed that way. This is actual radar. So they both have their advantages and disadvantages. If you can afford one of these, Bubba, go for it, because this thing is cool. I'm just going to be able to take this. I'm going to set it on my shelf over here. It's going to stay out of the way. Whenever I need it, I'm going to be able to take this camera stand right here and just set it on a camera stand, shoot over it, put it back up. I'm fixing to get rid of this lovely conglomeration over here, get it put up out of the way. I'm going to gain a lot more of my floor space back and elbow space and everything, just because that gets in so much of my way. So would I recommend? Yes. Is it an absolute must-have for every shop? No, not if you're on a budget. You can do just the same with that. You just got to play with it a little bit. But I would 100% recommend this. Definitely was an amazing birthday present from my lovely wife. I've told y'all before, she has supported me like I can't even tell y'all how much that lady has supported me and keeping me going out here in my shop. She's my biggest fan. So that being said, I'm fixing to get all this put over to the side, and I'm going to get back to work in the shop because I got bills to pay and I got to get some work turned out in order to pay some bills. So I hope you liked the video. Hit me up with any questions you got in the comments down there. You need to get in touch with me. Ask me any questions. I can actually order you one of these and have it shipped to your door if you need it. You can get in touch with me and go to my website, swampdonkeyarchery.com. It's got all my contact info there, my Facebook, Instagram, my YouTube page. All that is linked there. Just find me, shoot me a message, shoot me a text, give me a call, whatever, and I'll be happy to hook you up. So I guess that's about it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.